Hey guys, what is up? It's Card Shuffler 99 here today, and we are remaking the Collins Key envelope trick that we made a few years back, and it was very low in quality because it was one of our first videos, so we're going to make it in higher quality and a lot more detail for you guys today. Now, you might be wondering, how is Collins Key, worth a millionaire? He didn't even win the show. Well, if you guys didn't know, he has 7 million subscribers on YouTube. Now, this was one of his more famous tricks, compared to the popcorn trick. That one's well known also, but this is, I think, the most famous trick out there that Collins Key has done. 7 million subscribers, guys. He's made so much money. Credit to him for that. So let's go ahead. Before we learn how this trick is done, if you guys are interested in getting some free gift cards, all you have to do is click the link in the description for Free My Apps. Click that link, download free apps. You guys can get free gift cards. Also, we're doing a $50 Amazon gift card giveaway for the month of October. So if you want to be entered, all you have to do is like this video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Notifications have to be on. And you have to comment one time on one video. What do you like about our channel or that specific video? Let's go ahead and get into the
Going to be doing a tutorial for this is because as we look back in the comments of our original performance and tutorial, there's a lot of questions going on, asking us, different things that were actually answered within the actual tutorial. So that kind of leads me to believe that, we didn't explain it well. It was one of our first videos, so we weren't, proficient in kind of explaining things. So we've kind of grown a lot, so we want to make an update tutorial for you guys because this is a really cool trick and we want you guys to perform this to the best of your ability. So I'll try to address everything today. First off, I will go through the materials you're going to need for the trick. First, you will need 2 of the same book. Now, a lot of people in the last video commented, they were saying, Collins only used 1 book, and that is correct. He only used 1 book for the performance. You need 2 books to set up the trick. Only 1 is used in the actual performance, so keep that in mind. You need some scissors, double-sided tape. Now, the scissors can be exchanged with an X-Acto knife if you wanted to, but if you are a child, if you're a kid, then I do advise that you get your parents' permission to use it because it is really sharp and it can actually cut and injure you. So we are not responsible if you guys actually get injured, so please make sure you have some guidance or you have some supervision, okay? This could also be substituted with glue, but obviously you're going to want to use some tape, in this case double-sided tape. You can also use a marker, and you're going to need 2 of the same card. It doesn't have to be the same actual card, just same colored back, and 2 of the same envelope. So a lot of 2s in this, okay? Same size, same type of envelope, and you do want this type of envelope, okay? So we're going to go through each part of the trick at a time. So we're going to start out with the first part, and we're going to talk about the card gimmick, okay? So we're going to talk about the card gimmick here, and this is exactly what you're going to need to start the trick. So what we're going for the first part is we're trying to make this gimmick here, which is basically just this flap card, okay? Now what this flap card actually does is it allows you to force the page in Word. So no matter where they say stop, so long as I line up the card properly, this gimmick, and I show them the word, I'm forcing the same word that I want every single time because of the same gimmick, okay? Because basically what I'm doing here is I'm showing them this, not the actual book, okay? So that's what you're going to do here for this part of the trick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the books, okay? And I'm going to take one of the cards. What I'm doing is, from your perspective here, I'm taking the right and the top edge off. So I'm going to cut this off. So once again, I'm going to cut this off just like that. So basically just cut the white edge off of the card. Perfect. All I'm going to do is that. Now what you're going to do is go to any page in this book, preferably somewhere in the middle, just because, if you go somewhere near the top but they stop you in the middle or the bottom, it's kind of obvious. So go somewhere near the middle. And let's go, obviously we have a lot of pages cut out here, so let's just go right here. You're going to pick a left page, okay? So you have to pick a left page here. Let's go with the word theme. If I want to force the word theme, now keep in mind I'm using this word, I'm going to flip back a page, okay, right here. And I'm actually going to tape this card right here. So I'm going to use some double-sided tape, tape it right here. This is exactly what you want, and you're going to cut this out, okay? Once you cut that out, you're going to be left with this, okay? So you're going to have the page basically taped to the card. It's completely taped, so there's nothing coming off. You can't really pull this off. And that's what you're going to want. And once again, this is on the cut edge card. Now, this book is done. You don't need this book for the performance. You no longer need it for the setup. This book is gone, okay? Now that you have this right here, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to take your other playing card. You're going to put a piece of double-sided tape on the left edge, okay, on the left edge. And what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to line up the cards, okay? Line up the left edge. So this is basically going to happen right here. So once again, you only have tape on the left edge, so you can, it basically flaps off on the right. Now, obviously, you can show this, quickly. You can't obviously let them stare at it because they'll see that it's cut. So that's going to be your first gimmick, okay? Now, once you have this, go ahead and set that up. Now you're going to take your other book. This is the other book. And I'm going to go to the same exact page. So we're going to go to the M because I used morality or mortality in this card right here. So we have the word mortality in this gimmick. So I'm going to go to mortality. Where are the M's? Okay. So here we go. I go to that page and I'm going to tear it out. Now you want this jagged tear, okay? Because you don't want it to be perfect. You want this because at the end you can actually show that the pieces actually do fit, okay? So that's important to understand, okay? So you're going to have this torn out. And what I do is I'm actually going to, see here I have it torn out. Okay, mortality is right there on the top. And I do actually write mortality on it. Now I know we got it. It says morality here. Our bad, doesn't really matter right now. Okay, but you can write the actual word on it. Make sure you don't misspell it like we did. But it's not a big deal right now, so you're just going to write that down. Tear the page out of the book. And this book is actually the book you're using for the actual performance. So this is going to stay with you the entire time. Now that you have this torn out and you wrote the actual word, not a fake word, you're going to write the actual word on this page, just like that. You're ready to set up the envelope part of the trick. So once again, you need 2 envelopes here. 2 envelopes. And what I'm going to do is with one of them, I'm going to cut off the face of just one envelope. So what that means is you're going to be left with just a piece of paper. Just like this. Okay? And that's all you're going to need. You can, if you have, a big sheet of paper that's the same color, you can use that too. You don't need 2 envelopes in that case. But this envelope is going to stay untouched, and this piece of paper is basically what you're going to alter. So with this, what's going to happen is I'm basically going to create 2 compartments inside the envelope. So if I put this inside the envelope right now, okay, it should fit. What happens here is there's going to be 2 compartments, one in the front and then one in the back. Okay, so you're going to have one in the back here, one in the front is basically what's going to happen here. So how am I going to basically create this? Well, what you're going to do here is you're going to take your double-sided tape and you're going to start creating your gimmick. So what I'm doing is I'm taking double-sided tape, and on one side I'm placing the tape along the top part of this right here, okay? So what you're going to want to cover the whole thing. Just for this tutorial, I'm just going to kind of leave spaces, but you want to cover the entire thing with double-sided tape, okay? Just so this trick doesn't fail in any way. Now, on the flip side, okay, on the flip side of this, I'm actually going to be placing tape 1 piece of tape lower, okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look at the tape. Okay, I see the tape is right around here, so I'm going to go a little bit lower than that, okay? Oh, my bad. So once again, you're going to want to place the tape 1 piece of tape lower. If you want to, you can actually place a piece of tape up here, and then you could actually go 1 lower than that and then end up taking it off, or you could even keep it there if you wanted to. It doesn't make a difference if that piece of tape stays there. But once again, you can use that as a guide. So I'm going to run tape all across the bottom here. Okay, just like this. Now, once again, this piece of tape doesn't actually have to be here. I can take that off now, okay? So what I have here is I have tape along the top, and then on the flip side, I have tape right underneath. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the untouched envelope, and I'm actually going to place this in. So the side that has the gap at the top is going to go on this shorter side, so facing you. I'm going to place this inside, okay? So we're going to put this right inside of the envelope, just like this, okay? Push that in just like that. Now, once this is inside, okay, if it is a tight fit, then you might want to trim the edges a little bit. So in this case, I will actually be trimming the edges a little bit. So once again, if the edges are tight, now once again, this is literally me trying to set the trick up. So obviously it's not going to be perfect, and it won't be perfect for you guys. So, you know, obviously I want to go step by step here. So it's not going to be perfect right now. So I'll trim off the edge. Perfect. Same thing, you're going to place it in. So the gap part is facing you. Place it all the way in. And what you're going to do here is on the back side, meaning the side that has the tape at the top layer, you're going to place this in. Now, I'm going to explain to you how this works. So, once again, once it's in the back compartment here, I'm now going to seal it, okay? So, I'm going to seal this through the back. Now, right here, there's only tape, once again, one layer down, okay? So, essentially what I have here is this. Okay, now this is just a paper representation. Once again, piece of tape. On here, I have the piece of tape on the top. What happens is, after I cut this off, now this is not going to be stuck. Obviously, you want to keep this open, okay? You don't want this tape to stick to the envelope. This is going to be shown visibly, just like that, okay? So you can show it. Obviously, you want the top to be taped nicely. Obviously, I did rush here. But what happens here is, as you seal the envelope, this tape will actually now touch, okay? So now all the tape is going to be touching. And what happens here is when I cut this, okay, if I cut one piece of tape down, okay, this back compartment is now going to open because the tape is now completely gone, but this front pocket that you showed from the beginning of the trick will now be shut because now there's tape on this side, but there's no more tape on the back side because you just cut it off, okay? So, once again, you have this right here. That's it. You can show the empty envelope just like this. All you're going to do is you're going to start like that, take this off, and you're going to seal it up. Now, that's what I mean. When you seal it up, this tape is actually going to stick in the front. So now both compartments are actually sealed, okay? Now, when you cut it, obviously, one layer of tape down, then obviously there's only going to be tape on one side, and that's going to open up the other side, okay? So we have that right there, and now you're ready to start the trick. So all you're going to do is show the empty envelope. You're going to seal it up, take the book, tell them to say stop at any point. Don't let them see the words. Place the card in. Just like that. Once the edges are lined up, you want them to be lined up perfectly, okay? Show them the word, tell them to remember the word, okay? Just like that, bam, mortality. Perfect. They see it, okay? They're going to take this card. You can show it if you want. Be careful with that, but just put it away in your pocket. You're going to tell them that you're now going to take this book. You're going to use your imagination. You're going to tell them, you know, you're going to take this. You're going to tear out that page with mortality on it, and you're going to place it inside the empty envelope. They're going to flip through the book. Okay, they're going to go, they're going to look for the word mortality. They're going to see it's actually not in the book anymore. It's now torn out. From there, what you can do is you can actually take the book, or not the book, the envelope, and you're going to cut one layer of tape down or more. The more you cut, the better, okay? Because obviously, you know, you have more margin for error if you're cutting, you know, pretty much the exact amount. So you're going to basically cut this out, try to go as straight as you can. And you can see here, only one compartment is opening because the other one still has tape. The one that's still shut is the one that you showed them from the beginning. So you can see here, it actually worked. You can see right there, right? Now all they can see inside the envelope is the actual piece. So just like that, that's how you made it now transport. You can show them, they can take it out. And the cool part is it actually does match. Like the pieces will, in fact, match, okay? So that's kind of like the cool idea here is that the pages do match and you basically made a teleport, okay? That is it, guys. I hope this tutorial made sense as long as you followed through with me. If you want to go grab your materials and, you know, watch this and go step by step with me, that's completely fine. That's probably the best way to do it. And that is it for us today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope we answered your questions. And this is Card Shuffler 99. Peace out.